Hi everyone, it's Heidi here from Flutter by Heidi, and I'm Heidi Smith. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator based here in the United Kingdom, and today I'm going to be using the lovely Fancy Phrases stamp set from Stampin' Up! We're going to be using our small bloom punch, but to create like a little daisy flower. We've got some little enamel dots using the new in colours, and I'm going to be using the Flowers for Every Season paper. And we're making this gorgeous little treat box here. So this is a thank you. Love hearts. For those of you in the UK, these are really easy to come by, but these are fantastic because these are actually NHS wands, and they're a perfect size to make a cute little box as well. So the Flowers for Every Season is 6x6 designer series paper, or DSP, and it's got all the new in colours in it. So they're all double-sided. And you can see the patterns are absolutely beautiful. So there's some really bright bold patterns, and then there's some more muted patterns for the reverse as well. So from the big flowers to sort of small patterns, smaller flowers, as you can see here. This one's lovely with the tulips on, and some lovely Just Jade on the reverse. This is one of my favourites in Misty Moonlight, kind of soft greys and kind of Christmas evergreens. A few poinsettias there with a bit of stripy cinnamon cider, and then lastly again sort of Christmas roses and Just Jade on the reverse. So that's the paper I'm going to use. So you'll see I've used some of that lovely floral paper on this one, and actually for this one I thought we'd go candy stripes. So I haven't used the candy stripe paper on the project yet, so I'm going to do that. As the stamp set is this lovely Fancy Phrases, which if you love sketchy flowers, this is perfect. And they are so pretty, you almost don't need to colour them to create a lovely statement on them. But some fabulous phrases. So send a little smile your way, keep it in case you need it sometime. A little something for you, birthday wishes. When I count my blessings, I count you twice. So, you know, really great images on there. And that's in the new annual catalogue as well. Small bloom punch, if you got that during celebration, fantastic, and if you didn't, you can actually, it's available to buy, and there's a lovely basket of bloom stamp set to go with it, which I'm waiting to arrive. So I'll be doing some projects with this coming on, and so this is the project we're making. As you can see, in colours, lovely Magenta Madness, really bright and cheery. And the great thing about this project is you can actually get 4 of the box bases from one sheet of A4 cardstock, and you can get 2 of the wraps from one sheet of DSP. So it's really great for little thank yous. So the measurements, I will put inches on my blog so you can find those. You're going to need a piece of cardstock that's 10.5 centimetres wide by 12 centimetres, and the scoring is really easy. You are going to score at 1 and at 3 on all 4 sides. So it really couldn't be simpler. And I'm measuring on the right hand side here, as you can see, because the Stampin' Up! Trimmer has this nice, nearly 4 centimetres on the right hand side, which means that you can butt the card up nice and square to the top here, and you're less likely to wiggle it about and get it wrong. So we've done that on all 4 sides, so I'm going to pop that to one side. For our wrap, decide which way you want your pattern to go, so whether you want it to go horizontally or sort of vertically. I'm going to have it so that it goes horizontally because I think that'll work quite well on the stripes there. Maybe not. Oh, let's go for it. And I'm going to take a piece of these, it's already cut to 6x6, that's how it comes, and you're just going to need a piece that is 6.3 centimetres. So, and it's by, that's actually sort of 15.2, so just leave it that as it is. We're going to need a little piece of Magenta Madness, and for the layer that needs to be 4.5 by 6 centimetres. So it's already cut to 6 centimetres. It's by 4.5. So I'll pop that, make sure I keep the right one handy. And then you'll need a bit of Whisper White, which is 4.2 by 5.7. So, these are sort of thing that you can just make pretty much from your scraps that you happen to have to hand. Okay, and then you'll also need just a scrap of Magenta Madness to punch out little shapes, bloom shapes as well. Okay, so next thing you'll need is your bone folder, and you're going to reinforce these score lines. So you just fold those over and then run your bone folder over the edge. And this is just to make a little reinforced tray. Oh, I didn't score as well as I might have done on that one. There we go. And once you've done that, come in with your snips and you're going to cut away the outer 3 squares on each corner, and just come slightly at an angle on where you're cutting in. So if I show you what I mean, so when you cut along here on this long edge, just cut at a slight angle, and it only needs to be a tiny bit. You're not sort of cutting at sort of 45 degrees, you're just coming in, and that's just so that it doesn't catch on the edge. So just slightly at an angle. Last one, and then I'll come in and do the tabs. Okay. So on the tabs you're going to cut straight down on the long edge and then just notch on the side of those tabs. And I find it's easier, I generally come around and do these afterwards when I'm doing a box like this. It saves getting confused with which bit you're cutting. And then last one, so straight down on the long edge and just notch out very slightly. Now to create our tray, I'm going to use our new Stampin' Seal Plus. So this is super sticky tape, and this is actually, they're almost like in little strips. So you can see here, as I do that, just breaking, it just lifts, and you can just see they're just in like little strips. So you just lift at the end, and it just you know, there's no issues with it sticking or jamming. Occasionally you might need to just roll it on with your finger, and then again I'm just going to come along on each of these tabs just at the end there. If you come off the edge, just fold them in. Like so, and just come on the edge. Oh, actually, I'm still getting used to this. Instead of my Stampin' Seal, I used to have to like sort of tick at the end. Once you've got your glue on, just fold up the sides nice and square. So take that folded edge to the nice square where you cut straight down. And then you're going to fold in the top sides, and this is what we call what I call a reinforced edge. It works in 2 ways. One, obviously it's a double layer, so it's nice and strong. Use your bone folder just to burnish that down, make it stick really well. But it also gives a nice finished edge to the edge of your box, so it's folded over on the top, so it's nice and strong. We can then pop our sweeties in. Love hearts, they remind me of my childhood, as they do of many people, I'm sure. Here you go. So pop our little love hearts in. That just helps give our box a bit of rigidity. And then what we're going to do now is we're just going to fold over the edge. So line it up on the one edge and just fold. And once you've created that crease, come in, line it up on the edge so that it's nice and square, and just run your bowl folder down. Again, come across. And you don't want to push too tight because you want this to be able to slide. So I'm sort of being quite gentle and sort of generous on it. So again, just make sure that's sort of possibly being a little bit too generous there. Okay, let's just fold. to do is I'm just going to, here we go, the last one. So this one you can see I've just been perhaps a little bit generous, so actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in and just eke that with my finger. Just, you're almost kind of rolling it back. There we go. There we go. You don't want it too loose either. There we go. So I can see now that that's a better fit. So there we go, look. And then this last one I can do as well. Fold it and reinforce. And then all that remains to do is pop it on its side, pop some glue on this slightly shorter one, and I'm going to use a bit of Tombow here, and then just fold that over and hold it in place to create our wrap. Pop it on one side, and while that's drying we can pop in and do our stamping. So what I've done is I've already added my stamps to their blocks, and I'm just coming in on the edge here. In fact, I'm going to do my sentiment first. So I've got my Magenta Madness, new in colour for this year, really bright pink. A little something for you. Just using the edge of the Magenta Madness here. Just pop, so I don't, yeah, pop a little bit. Magenta Madness, just jade even. There we go, just a little bit of greenery. I'm going to add that to my layer. And just remember, when you're using your Tombow, you don't need loads of it. You say it's almost like sort of scribbling. You just need a little bit on there. And this is just a really nice narrow little border. Pop that to one side. And now we can create our little flowers. So what I've got is just one of my scraps of paper, card that I've had, you know, that you have for making other projects, and I'm just going to pop out 2 flowers. Now this, I didn't come up with this idea. This is the lovely Michelle Last did a project for us in which we did this, and I thought it was such a great idea. I thought I'm going to have to use that for some of my other projects. And what you do is, having punched out your small bloom, come in with it on a post-it note and just line up the points in the middle of where your bloom is and pop out. Good old post-it notes are back in again. Same again. Don't do what I've just done, which is to get it. Okay. Pokey tool to the rescue. Right. Attach it firmly to your post-it note. Then come in. I didn't do the other one very well, actually. You kind of need to just angle it slightly till it's more even. There you go. That one's actually better. I'm going to do a second one actually, just to show you that again. So cut out our small bloom, layer it up firmly on here, and then come in and just, as I say, till they're kind of even. Hopefully you can see that there. Just press. Right. You see this one, I obviously moved it, so I've got uneven petals. So you want a nice even petal. Obviously we're going to remove that bit of post-it note off the back and off that one. And then I'm going to come in just with a dab of glue and then when you put them together, just offset them slightly and you get a really like fun tiny mini daisy. And to give that a bit of dimension, I'm just going to pop that on my old piece of foam and just press in the middle slightly. And if we take one of our lovely enamel dots, you can see here, I'm just going to pop that into the centre and all of a sudden that really brings it to life. So all that remains to do is for me to add some foam onto the back of my sentiment layer, and as you know, I'm all for using every single bit of your dimensionals. These little outside bits, just as sticky, just as useful, because nobody's going to see what shape they are. And just take off the backing. Add that to the top of our little box. Then just add, you could add a dimension if you wanted to. I tend to use wet glue. And there we have a little daisy on the top there. So, a pair of quick thank you boxes to fit some little love heart treat sizes, just to say thank you to some friends. So, thank you for watching. If you'd like to purchase any of the products you've seen today, pop along to my blog, Flutter by Heidi. You'll find the links there, and you can find the post for this. If you go in the description bar below this video, you'll see a link to my blog. If you click on that, it'll take you to this blog post. And either that or pop along to heidismith.stampinup.net and click on the button that says shop, or find me in the demonstrator locator. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I really do appreciate it. It gives me a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Bye now.